everyone, it's great to see you. Chris Carpenter and
Rosalind Graham
with Superhero Homes and Keller Williams Realty here with another market update. First, let's start with a little bit of review. We are now about 2 months, that's right, 2 months into the settlement. And for those of you who may not recall, there was a little bit of legal activity that happened between a bunch of attorneys in several different states, the National Association of Realtors, and several larger brokers about buyer-broker compensation. And some decisions were made and the process was changed. And now I believe Rosalind has a quick update for you for how that is going.
I'll give you a settlement update because the settlement is not settled. So things could still change. So for right now, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
So for right now, there's 3 important points. The first one is that we have way more paperwork to do. So nothing has changed as far as the way that we do business. So we still talk to people about commission compensation, but now there's more paperwork that's required. And in fact, the paperwork timeline starts a lot earlier. So if I get a phone call from someone that says, hey, I saw your name on that listing and I'm a buyer and I want to see that house, I have to have a contract with them. There are certain papers that we have to have signed before I can even let them in the house. So I can meet someone on site and then go over that paperwork with them. But if they don't want to sign anything, then I cannot show that house.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference. The actual benefit, well, we haven't actually seen an actual benefit so far, either to us or to buyers or sellers. But there is a group of people who have benefited a whole lot, and that is the attorneys that are involved in the class action suit. So
yes.
So they're netting about $450 billion,
if not more, plus or minus.
Right.
But yes, but the rest of us, we got more paperwork, a little more confusion, and a slowed down process.
Yeah, and that's it. There's your update.
There's your update. But the good news is you can still buy and sell homes. And moving forward, we're going to continue to offer the same level of service that we always have to our buyer and seller clients. One thing that we do want to remind you, and it is important to us, is that we are still going to be having a 6% listing fee with the intent of sharing 3% of that with the buyer's broker for compensation. And you might ask why, because the media has put a lot of attention into trying to make it sound like we're in a new situation where that no longer needs to be paid by the seller. Well, in truth, it never had to be. We've always recommended it when asked because it certainly makes it a lot easier for our sellers to sell their house. Given that over, I'd say 70% of at least the buyers we work with could not afford to buy a house without that assistance.
Oh, absolutely not.
So that is why we would recommend and why we are choosing to continue to operate with a 6% listing fee, because it is in our sellers' best interest to sell their house quicker than everybody else.
And the way that happens is because we can bring more buyers will come.
Yes.
Because their broker is going to be
Yeah, it's like it's math again. It's math again. It is.
Yeah.
70%, 8% plus. Don't forget, even with all these changes over 90%, according to several studies and several research, what would you call those, polls that have been done? Yeah, the majority of people who are buying real estate still use an agent. In fact, it's been over 90% in most polls. So,
right, because they can see the value of that.
yeah.
So our current market now, what we're seeing...
Well, we're totally transitioning.
That's really
out of the settlement and our standard continuing to be. We have current market news.
Chris, with the special effects.
Yeah.
So now we're transitioning to what does the current market look like? So here's what we see. So interest rates have been tracking down a little bit. We're kind of bouncing between 6.5% and 6%. We do have a hope and some reasons to hope that they will continue to come down a little bit more. But for right now, prices are holding. So when you look at the Ada County statistics and the Canyon County statistics, the prices, what your house was valued for last year is about the same. Teensy bit more. So about the same year over year. What we do see, what makes a difference right now, is that there are more listings coming on the market, which is really good when we have buyers, because then we can take them to see more than just 1 or 2 homes. Chris recently had some buyers that he was able to show 10 homes Homes too.
That's
I've
been
got
a
some
long time.
buyers coming in from out of town, and I've got a list that I'll be able to show them. So that feels really good.
It does.
'Cause-
Unless you're a seller though.
Unless you're
Because what that means is the price of your house is holding. The value is good.
yes,
But with more houses and pretty much the same amount of buyers we had a year ago, it means more days on market. So it's longer times to receive an offer.
okay, but let's clarify that, because when we say more days on market, what everybody's mind goes back to is a few years ago
Yeah.
where we would put a house on the market and you've got offers the same day, so you'd wrap that up within a weekend.
Right.
And you know what? That still
Sometimes.
does happen. That just happened to one of my sellers last month. We closed and we wrapped it up in 2 days. But typically days on market are going to be more like 60 days.
Yeah.
Which in a normal market, that's still actually really fast.
Yeah.
In
Yes.
the crazy market that we've experienced recently, that feels like, well, shoot, nobody's coming to look.
Yeah.
So the truth is, there's always going to be buyers and there's always going to be sellers, and both those things are true right now
Right.
as well.
Mhm.
And we're still buying and selling homes. If you're looking for one of those, then
Yeah.
call
Guess
us.
what? It's still happening. Yes.
We know what to do.
Yes. Well,
All right. So
until next time, right?
That's right. Have a great day and give us a call.